Live from WTVO 17 and your home team. Eyewitness News at 6 starts now.
They said Donald John Trump be, and he is hereby acquitted of the charge in said article.
The Senate votes to acquit former President Trump. More details on closing arguments ahead.
My family was on food stamps, so I understand what it means to go without.
A local church gives away free food for those in need. How many they helped in the Rockford region?
Try to help out maybe people that are not as fortunate right now, who have lost work, who are down on hours, who are struggling to get by.
A local club is getting a special delivery. We'll tell you more in a bit. Good evening, I'm Alexis Carpello. Thanks for joining us tonight. The Senate votes to acquit former President Trump of inciting the January 6th riot at the Capitol. This is Trump's second impeachment trial. Rashad Hudson has more details. He's keeping you connected to the nation's capital.
It is therefore ordered and adjudged that the said Donald John Trump be, and he is hereby acquitted of the charge in said article.
It was no surprise, but former President Donald Trump's second impeachment trial ended like the first one. The Senate voted to acquit the former president of inciting the January 6th insurrection at the U.S. Capitol. Impeachment managers and attorneys for Trump made their closing arguments Saturday afternoon.
The events of January 6th can never happen again in this country.
Rhode Island Congressman David Cicilline urged senators to convict and disqualify the former president from ever running for office again. Lead impeachment manager and Maryland Congressman Jamie Raskin said that Trump incited and encouraged those who stormed the Capitol and failed to take action to protect lawmakers and his own vice president.
If that's not a high crime and misdemeanor against the Republic in the United States of America, then nothing is.
Attorneys defending former President Trump said House managers failed to prove that Trump encouraged the violence at the Capitol.
Mr. Trump is innocent of the charges against him.
And Michael Vanderveen maintained that impeaching a former president is unconstitutional.
It is an unprecedented action with the potential to do grave and lasting damage to both the presidency and the separation of powers.
That was Rashad Hudson reporting. Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell delivered remarks from the Senate floor after the vote. Despite the vote, he says Trump is still liable for what happened at the Capitol.
January 6th was a disgrace. American citizens attacked their own government. They used terrorism to try to stop a specific piece of domestic business they did not like. They did this because they'd been fed wild falsehoods by the most powerful man on earth. Because he was angry, he lost an election.
McConnell warns that Trump can still be criminally prosecuted. A Belvedere man is behind bars after crashing into an Illinois State Police squad car this morning. It happened around 6:30. A state trooper was helping a driver change a tire on I-39 near the Baxter Road exit. That's when a gray Jeep crashed into the back of the squad car. You can see the extent of the damage here. Police say Aaron Honert, who is driving the Jeep, he faces multiple charges, including a DUI and Scots law violation. Luckily, no one was hurt. This marks the 5th Scots law-related incident already this year. Dixon police need the public's help in identifying an armed robbery suspect. The robbery happened at the Casey's off of 4th Street around 8:15 Friday night. This is the person they're looking for. He was last seen running away from the store. Anyone with information is asked to call the Dixon Police Department. There's a new face in one of the leading roles of the Rockford Chamber of Commerce, but she isn't new to the organization. Caitlin Pusateri says started her career in Rockford volunteering for Ignite. She also helped launch the team. Now she'll oversee day-to-day operations of the chamber in her new role of executive vice president. She says her main mission is to continue helping businesses succeed and focusing on diversity and inclusion.
I'm excited to carry on kind of that legacy and continue doing a lot of the great work that we've been doing for so long, especially under Einer Forsman's leadership.
The chamber currently has over 1,200 members. Not every resident knows when they'll be able to have food on the table next. That's why a local church opened their doors to share boxes of free food. Ari Bruckman joins us in studio. Ari, the cold didn't stop their efforts.
Alexis, even in the blistering cold and snowy weather, volunteers made sure this first ever food giveaway was a success.
This is the start.
Today marked the first ever food giveaway for Emmanuel Episcopal Church and Jeremiah Development.
The churches wanted a way to reach into the neighborhood in a non-church way. Church is intimidating to people. They just didn't want it to be, you have to be part of the church. They wanted just help.
Diane Tomlinson and Sue Canfack coordinated the event. While helping feed families is an incredible feeling, for these two, this hits closer to home.
My family was on food stamps, so I understand what it means to go without. So when I heard about what we could do here in Rockford, we put our heads together and came up with this.
I've been there. I was a teen mom. It's hard. There are times when you just can't make ends meet, and somebody doing this for you is like heaven dropped a gift in your lap.
They were able to feed 500 families. 12-year-old volunteer Elias Rose says he drove nearly 80 miles to come help at this giveaway.
It's usually so worth it to feel good about helping people in your community. It's good to know that there's people out there that can help.
Tomlinson hopes people use this event as a reminder that any contribution to those in need helps.
We all have the ability to change the world in a small way or a big way, and it doesn't have to be a tremendous change. I remember once hearing, I can change my corner of the world. And that's what I've tried to incorporate here at Emmanuel.
To find out how you can volunteer at the church's next event, find this story on mystateline.com. Alexis?
Thanks, Ari. Now looking at our COVID update for today, Illinois public health officials report over 2,000 more cases of the virus, including 53 additional deaths. 2 deaths are from the Stephenson County. The weekly test positivity rate sits below 4%. For a week straight, Region 1's positivity rate has been under 4%. Ogle, Lee, Stevenson, and DeKalb did see their rates jump slightly, while Boone stayed the same at 6.5%. And DeKalb, Joe Davies, Whiteside, and Winnebago dropped. The lowest rate in our region is Lee County, under 1%. Highest right now is Boone County. Illinois breaks a record for the 7-day rolling average of vaccine doses being administered. Yesterday, over 79,000 people received a dose. Over 1.7 million shots have been given statewide. Starting this week, the state will be shifting their vaccine rollout to include more of the second doses of the vaccine. IDPH says the shipments will continue like this for a few weeks before first doses can once again increase in March. Thursday, the Winnebago County Health Department hosts a live conversation on Facebook. This past week, 2 Mercy Health doctors joined the chat to talk more in depth on the vaccine. Chief Medical Officer Dr. John Dorsey says getting vaccinated is the right thing to do to beat this pandemic.
There's no question in my mind that vaccination is the way to go. The problem with this, so first of all, the technology has been available for 30 years, and as Dr. Ozubi says, it's been applied in other modalities. It does not affect DNA. This is something, as we said before, that will save your life. People don't get sick and they don't die from COVID once they've been vaccinated.
We'll post a link to view the entire conversation in this article on our website, mystateline.com. The pandemic has taken a toll on many aspects of life. A resident sets out to deliver loads of new pajamas to the Boys and Girls Club of Rockford.
And we have a cold night ahead, which could actually lead to the coldest Valentine's Day on record tomorrow. I'll find out when temperatures will finally start to approach normal again coming up in the forecast. Stay with us.
You're watching Eyewitness News, your home team, with Alexis Carpello, David Greenberg, and meteorologist Kevin Doom.
A local resident is extending a hand to families in need by collecting pajamas. Cars lined up to donate new or unused pairs of pajamas at Oxford Park today. Organizer Bobby Walsh is taking them to the Boys and Girls Club of Rockford. He says with the pandemic hitting hard on many families, this was something he felt was necessary.
You know, everywhere you read, people are struggling, so whatever we can do, you know, people that might be more fortunate, and are able to work more, or still holding on to their jobs, we're happy to come together as a 12th Ward and as a community of Rockford here to try to drum up some donations in whatever format.
About 40 pajamas were collected today. Walsh says he hopes to make this an annual event.
Now your first warm weather forecast with meteorologist Kevin Doom.
First half or so of our Saturday features some light snowfall. In fact, between last night and earlier on today, most of the area actually ended up with a little bit over an inch of snowfall. But now that all that snow has gone, we're starting to see some clear conditions overhead. Now, even though it's not snowing anymore, we are still seeing some problems with blowing snow out on the roads, and that's causing a lot of roads across the state line to be at least partially, if not mostly, covered in ice. So road conditions will remain pretty unfavorable for the next several hours here, likely even through the night. So looking ahead with our futurecast, we're actually going to hang on to these mostly clear conditions through the night, but more clouds will be moving in by early tomorrow morning, and that will leave us with some mostly cloudy conditions for our Sunday. Now, there's a slight chance we could see just a little bit of light snow as we head into the latter part of the evening. And in fact, we're going to hang on to that slight chance through the night and through most of Monday, as well as we also hang on to those mostly cloudy conditions. Now, here's a live look over the Rock River in downtown Beloit. We're just about out of daylight now after a fairly beautiful sunset once those clouds really started to clear out over the past couple of hours. Now, temperatures are down in the single digits, even dipping below zero in a few spots, with wind chills anywhere from around 15 to 20 degrees below zero. Here in Rockford, we're at 2 degrees, though it feels more like 14 below, 16 below for a current wind chill up in Janesville. Up in Monroe, -2 is the current temperature with a 16-degree below zero wind chill as well. In fact, we do have a wind chill warning in effect for all counties on the Illinois side of the state line. Now, north of the state line in southern Wisconsin, wind chill advisory is in effect. Both of these are in effect from now into tomorrow afternoon. Now, it's going to be a very cold day tomorrow. We have temperatures that are going to drop to near 10 degrees below zero by the early morning hours of tomorrow, only warming up slightly above zero by the afternoon. Now, wind chills will shortly be anywhere from around 25 to 30 degrees below zero just in the next few hours, getting down to as cold as around 35 below zero by the early morning hours of tomorrow. And then through the day tomorrow, they're only going to warm up to around 15 to 20 degrees below zero. So even through the middle of the day, it's going to remain a very cold day tomorrow. And this could actually lead to the coldest Valentine's Day on record. We actually broke this record last year. Now, looking at the coldest high temperatures on Valentine's Day, we should break that no problem. Last year, we tied the record cold for 10 degrees. Our forecast is 2 degrees. However, when we keep records for daily cold, we actually look at the low temperatures, and that's where the competition gets a little closer. So last year in 2020, we reached a low of around 10 below zero, and that's what we are actually forecasting for the early morning low for tomorrow. So we will get close to breaking this record, if not actually breaking it. Now tonight, to accompany this cold, we're just going to see some mostly clear conditions. No snow expected through the night. That will change tomorrow as more clouds are going to be moving in through the morning. We're just going to add on a slight chance for a little bit of snow for the latter part of the evening. That slight chance, as we mentioned, going to roll on through Monday as temperatures stay in the single digits, but teens likely going to return to the state line by Tuesday. And then we'll probably spend most, if not all, of the latter half of the week in the 20s.
Now, the Napleton Sports Desk with David Greenberg.
Well, the Big Ten basketball season has been nothing short of a war of attrition. The Iowa Hawkeyes look to bounce back today up in East Lansing, taking on my alma mater, Michigan State. 20-13 in the first half. Inside of Luka Garza, such a presence down low. The double comes, kicks it out to Connor McCaffrey. How about another triple from Joe Wieskamp? Iowa was draining from all over the court today. Here's another one. This one from Jack Nunge. Iowa shot 52% from three on the afternoon on their way to a blowout victory over Sparty. My poor guy Tom's got no answers. Iowa wins 88-58. In some other college hoops, the Huskies fell on the road to Kent State 80-58. They're back in action on Tuesday, taking on the Akron Zips. There was plenty more high school hoops to go around on this snowy Saturday, so in case you missed them, I've got all the highlights for you. Start over at Rockford East, where the E-Rabs hosted the Huskies of Harlem. East's offense is lightning quick, and they press hard. They convert on the turnover. That pass from Dalen Lambert to Marcavius Luster with the lay-in. Harlem had a hot hand. It was the sophomore, DeAndrew Young. He gets the three ball to go from the corner. But the E-Rabs respond with a tray of their own. It's Luster again from the top of the key. Young's not only a shooter, he can dish it out as well. How about this one to Cole Bulow? The big man lays it in off the window underneath. One more from this game. Pass into the corner. Jeremiah Crawford, nothing but net. The E-Rabs were too much down the stretch and pick up the 73-56 win. Across town over at Jefferson, the Jayhawks hosted Auburn. Knights trying to recover after their 2-point loss against Boylan on Thursday. Some good ball movement here leads to a bucket on the drive from Dearius Maxey. Pay close attention here, because if you blink, you might miss Latrell Graham, lightning quick on the cut from the baseline to the bucket. Well, quick cuts? How about quick passes? A left-handed overhand dart to Jameer Jefferson down low. The Knights started to make a comeback late with this triple from Zykees Williams, but in the end, the Jayhawks were able to hang on for the 57-47 win. Also in Nick 10 boys basketball, Guilford got by Freeport 70-67, and Boylan defeated Belvedere 54-26. Now for Nick 10 girls action, Freeport took on Guilford. Kiara Brandon knocks down the three for Guilford. Sophomore Sydney Donaldson on the fast break. She finishes off with some slick footwork for the lay-in. Guilford loves to play defense. Avery Green comes up with the steal. She'll turn that into 2 points. It was all Guilford in this one. The Vikings won 66-14. The Hononegah girls hosted a non-conference game against Winnebago. Hononegah shot the lights out in the third quarter. Haley Warren gets the three-point barrage started from the corner. And Jordan Johnston hits from the opposite corner. Warren will sink another one right here. What a pretty stroke. Then it's Johnston again from deep. Bago tried to recover. Campbell Schrank takes this one to the hoop, but Hononegah defeated Winnebago 60-51. That's it for sports. We'll be right back.
Let's have a look at our First Warn Interactive Radar, sponsored by Rockford Auto Glass and More. You can find this on mystateline.com. Spent a good chunk of the first half or so of the day with some light snow over much of the area. Now that snow has moved off to our east. We're seeing nothing but clear skies for the time being. Those temperatures out there are really starting to fall here. Just want to remind everyone a wind chill warning is in effect for all the counties in the state line in the Illinois side, and then up in southern Wisconsin, wind chill advisory in effect. Both of those in effect until tomorrow afternoon. We're going to be seeing wind chills as low as 30 to 35 degrees below zero by early tomorrow morning, and then even through the middle of the day tomorrow, those wind chills only going to warm up to around 15 to 20 degrees below zero. We're going to see a slight chance for snow roll in the latter part of the evening. We're going to hang on to that slight chance as we head on through Monday. Similar story with our temperatures too. Highs only in the single digits, wind chills well below zero. We should spend a few days this week at least in the 20s.
Thanks for making us your home team tonight. We'll see you at 10.